Analysis of human resource management, organization practice, and innovation. What are characteristics of persistent innovation? You have four key human resource management practices. You have your highly qualified personnel, your skill enhancing, motivation enhancing, as well as opportunity enhancing practices. There are also three work organization changes: your integration and collaboration, the introduction of organization changes, and the implementation use of technology. Are human resource management practices effective with exhibiting innovation? Excuse me. Based on this finding, we've noticed that highly qualified personnel in engineering, scientific background, also in the relationship and social network, they are critical to research and development phases of innovation. There's also the implementation phase of innovation, which is critical to individuals with knowledge of law, commerce, as well as commercialization. Your skill enhancing practice shall always be maintained by providing constant training. Motivation enhancing practice, such as your profit sharing, your group incentive pay, and employee benefits are also known to provide positive outcome for innovation. There's group schemes, pay for performance individual, and promotion opportunity, which are other motivation practices which are known to impact employees' behavior, such as creativity and initiative. Are organization practices the best solution? Introduction of organization changes consists of changing employment practice, such as downsizing, sometimes even changing your work practices. These changes are usually affiliated with strategic or operational goals, such as increasing productivity or reducing costs. Lastly, the use of technology, such as computer aided design and manufacturing high speed, helps to develop new products. Change is always, as stated in the textbook, change is always with us. Therefore, it is imperative to understand it. Managers and employees both face new challenges when it comes to change. However, it is the manager's responsibility to make sure that that transition is smooth. Within change, there's two types of change. There's reactive and there's your proactive. Your reactive change makes changes in response to problems as they arise, as opportunities arise. You have your proactive change, or also known as planned. It involves making carefully thought out changes in anticipation or possible expected problems or opportunities that may arise. Also among change, you have your outside force as well as your inside force. As you see in this diagram, which was used with the textbook presentation, it explains the outside forces and the categories. You have your demographic characteristics, which is underneath that is your age, your education, your skill level, your gender, as well as immigration. You also have your technological advancements, manufacturing automation, and information technologies within that field. There's your shareholder, customer, and market changes. Within that, you have changing customer preferences, domestic and international competition, as well as your mergers and acquisitions. Lastly, underneath your outside forces, there's your social and political pressures. You have your war, your values, as well as leadership. Next, on the inside forces, you have two categories: human resource concerns. Within that category, you have unmet needs. You have job dissatisfaction, absenteeism, as well as turnover, productivity, and participation suggestions. A lot of us are familiar with all these. Lastly, underneath inside forces is your manager's behavior, which consists of your conflict, your leadership, reward system, as well as structure reorganization. Your skill enhancing practice consists of selection, recruitment, and training measures. We also have organizations that report it, whether they use the practice such as internet, newspaper help wanted advertisement, you have job fairs, agencies, or direct recruitment by employer. Selection practices include aptitude or personality testing, your specific skills test, your interview, and general and job-related knowledge tests. My conclusion finds that the innovativeness of organizations can be affected by human resource management and work organization practice. Human resources are the partners to business and strategic in nature and must adjust to change. I had quite a few references. Um, Most of them were based on the article that I had picked from the beginning, uh, as well as some other data in corporate. So you will see a list that are, it seems lengthy, however, it's references that was already referred to that was part of the initial article that I chose.